Hi Connect friends. I'm just getting some pierogies ready for our Easter dinner. Easter brunch here wouldn't be complete without either a plate of cabbage rolls or a plate of homemade pierogies. All of my pierogies are 100% plant-based, they're vegan, and none of the carnivores that are sitting around our table even notice, they just love them. And I honestly don't tell the difference between the standard recipe and my recipe. My recipe is from Tony Hope Romero's cookbook, Vegan Eats World. She has a basic dough in here, and the basic dough can be used for pierogies or pot stickers or other kinds of things that you would wrap in dough. She's also got some filling recipes in here to put into the pierogies. Today I'm using, my filling is made from mashed potatoes, and I've mixed in some vegan shredded cheese. I just mashed the potatoes last night and I added in the cheese. I mixed it all up to taste, so it's up to you however you want, what the ratio is. I think in this cookbook she does have the ratio. She also has the recipe for sauerkraut and mushroom filling too. So I'm using, I don't want to take too much of your time, I'm using a Hunky Bill pierogi maker. This is really cool. It's from a guy in Saskatchewan, Canada that made pierogies, and he devised this tool so that you could make them quicker. This has slots to make 24 pierogies. You could also use this as a ravioli maker. I'm not in any way a salesperson for this company, but this sure is a kitchen tool that saves me a lot of time. Okay, so I'm really grateful that somebody has invented this. Now what I have my dough already. My surface of my countertop has a lot of flour on it because I don't want it to stick. And what I've done was I have pre-portioned my potato and my cheese filling here in small spoon sizes. They're all equal size, and this will make it much quicker when I roll the dough and I put it into the pierogi maker. You can take your time if you want and put it in one spoon at a time, but I really don't like to play with my food. That's just my thing. So this is my rolling pin. I prefer one with no handles on it because I can just grip down on the whole thing. Just really quickly. Got enough flour underneath of it. I'm not going to roll this out too thin. And I don't want it to be too thick, because then if it's too thick, then the dough on the pierogi is way too thick too. Okay, so maybe it's about 1/4 of an inch thick here. I made the dough last night. It needs to sit for at least a couple of hours so that the gluten works inside of the flour. So now just what I do, just roll the edge of the dough over your rolling pin, and then just roll it, slide this in here. And then as you can see, it's completely covered. Now what I'll do is I'm just going to make a slight indentation here because this is where my potato filling is going to go. It's really great that it makes 24. So just put these in, push them down. If your dough is too thin and you push them down, then it'll tear. Oops. You see how quickly it goes? Like I said, I don't like to play with my food. I like to have all of my prep done in advance. Then your job is that much easier and you're not a slave to your kitchen. I was happy that I could make this up last night. I just came in from grocery shopping about a half an hour ago and decided to set this all up and show you because I really want to get these in the freezer. Yeah. I've got a fair amount of flour on my hands too. So you can see that each one has its own little nest of potatoes and cheese in it. Okay, I'm going to take my other piece of dough. I don't want it to stick, so I'll keep it all floured. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it over top of the pierogi maker, and then it seals itself right down. Another reason I prefer this kind of a rolling pin is because it's longer. If you have a short one with handles, then you are always kind of, just have your pressure on the middle of it. Okay. You can do this, it's easy. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. And take my dough, roll it around the edge. And this, you do the same thing if you're making a pie, any kind of a pie where you've got a dough, just over the edge, slide this under. There we go. Roll this on top. Now, I do have to confess that I probably make thousands of these because we make a lot of them for Easter dinner. Everybody just eats them right up. So I'm putting pressure here now. There's cutting spots on this. I'll show you. Can you see how it's starting to come apart? I'm going to keep rolling this so that they're all defined. And I'm hoping that when I turn this over, they're not going to stick, that I did have enough flour on it. And if you've never had these before, they're absolutely delicious. I boiled them, and then when they start to rise to the surface, that means that they're cooked. It does the same thing even if it's frozen. It won't rise to the surface unless it's cooked. Okay, so you can see on the bottom and on the top. So I have my tray from my freezer here. Got some parchment paper. Excuse the noise. And I'm going to lay this in here. I can get multiple layers of pierogies in here. It's great because then they just freeze individually, and I slide them into zipper bags. So flour this. How am I doing so far? And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to turn it over. Voila. Here's my pierogies on this. I just want to make them even in here because then on my next bunch I can just slide them in too. These will freeze probably in about, I don't know, 40 minutes in my freezer. And like I said, I'm just going to put them into a zipper bag. These won't stick to the parchment paper, and then it's all ready to go. I hope you learned something. I hope you're not afraid to try something like this. I'll be blowing all of my points on pierogies for Easter brunch. Yeah, but it's something that I really, really love, and Easter wouldn't be the same without it. I hope that you can get some preparation done in your kitchen in advance. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.